first you need a colossal inferno. And for Rick McCrae from the Emergency Services Agency, the one in 2003 is the biggest he's seen.
On the day of the 18th of January, things escalated to dramatic levels that had never been seen before in Australia. That afternoon, nearly 1 million acres burned.
The heat and moisture released from a huge fire can be enough to make a cloud, called a pyrocumulus cloud. Karen Kosiba from the Center for Severe Weather Research in Boulder, Colorado, shows us how fire can make clouds.
Fire can produce its own type of weather as it warms the air up around it and above it. So what we're going to do is we're just going to do a very simple demonstration with this garbage bag and this fire to show what happens. So as we move this bag over the fire, what ends up happening is the fire is heating up the air inside this bag, and as soon as it gets really warm, a lot warmer than the air around it, what ends up happening is this bag is going to rise up into the atmosphere. We're going to let go and see what happens. And underneath it, what ends up happening is the air ends up converging, trying to fill that void where that warm, moist air, or that warm air is risen. It's this rising air which could help form pyrocumulus clouds and even in some cases thunderstorms.
The bigger the fire, the stronger the updrafts, the more powerful the storm it creates. This fire is so big, it generates a supercell storm. The same as those usually to blame for tornadoes. But for a supercell to make a twister, you also need to get wind spinning. In this case, it's thought the spin comes from the winds rushing in to replace the rising air. The rotating column of wind is then upended by the strong updrafts and becomes a tornado. And this is no weakling. With winds around 150 miles per hour, it's as powerful as this one in Dallas, Texas, which throws an 18-wheeler into the air.
If I ever saw a fire tornado, I would be petrified. I'd be really intrigued, but I'd be petrified, and I'd be getting out of there as soon as possible.
And as the planet warms, forest fires are getting bigger and stronger. So this fearsome fire-breathing phenomenon could become a more familiar sight.
Holy mackerel.
This morning on a Wake Up with Al, a dangerous situation unfolding across parts of Texas. Heavy rain moving through Dallas, San Antonio, and Austin, resulting in more flooding and high water rescues.
And more than 50,000 people waking up without power this morning. We're tracking that line of showers and storms as it races east, right here, right now, on Wake Up with Al. And good morning, folks. It is Friday, May 29, 2015. Welcome to Wake Up with Al. I'm Reynolds Wolf.
And I'm Maria LaRosa, and we are still talking about some flooding today. We are coming to you live from our Atlanta headquarters, by the way, this morning. Al and Steph are off. We've got everything you need to know, though, to get your Friday started, starting with the top three.
That's right. Let's line them up, knock them down. Here are the top three weather stories you need to know about this morning. Number one, we've got the severe and we've got the flood threat that's going to be affecting so many people. I mean, across the landscape, you can see from parts of Texas clear up the Central Plains into the Great Lakes. We've got a chance of storms. Notice some of these, again, in places where you don't need them, especially in Dallas and also south towards places like Wimberley. You already have the flash flood warnings in effect. Second big story that we're following is going to be the warm-up. Temperatures really skyrocketing across Buffalo to Burlington to Binghamton. That's going to be the differential that you'll see. Those conditions going way up. Some places up to 16 degrees higher than what we normally have for this time of year. And then the third story, the third one we're going to follow, spring chill moving into parts of the Midwest and eventually into the plains. Oklahoma City, 11 degrees below average. And back in the Twin Cities, more of the same. Chicago, 8 degrees below average. Maria, let's send it back over to you.
Reynolds, this morning we start in Oklahoma, where the relentless flooding continues. What you're seeing is from Lawton, Oklahoma, Thursday afternoon. Several feet of water. As you can see, these cars just trying to navigate through it. Lawton got just over 3.5 inches of rain yesterday, just yesterday. And there were a number of water rescues reported across town. And unfortunately, we find ourselves in a similar situation. Lubbock, Texas, the relentless rain kept coming. Thursday, they got 3.21 inches of rain, the fifth wettest day on record. Now, for the month of May, they've received 11.64 inches of rain, about an inch shy of tying the May record. So, could they see more? We're going to check the forecast, and a short answer is yes. And you can see with the showers and the thunderstorms coming through Texas, across the Red River Valley, all the way down to the border of Mexico. And along with that, a number of warnings. Those boxes in green, those are the flash flood warnings. Flash flooding is imminent. We are seeing reports of water rescues all across the Dallas metro. Another dangerous morning here, especially east of town. Take a look at these 6-hour rainfall totals. And I'll tell you, a lot of this came within an hour's time. Where you see the pinks and the purple, we're talking 4 or 5 inches of rainfall. And again, at a time, there's some areas picked up 2 to 3 in just about an hour. And it's all centered right in that Dallas metro area. No surprise, everywhere you see the lighter green, those are the flash flood watches. Up through today and into tomorrow morning, we also have the flood warnings. So even into Fort Smith, into Oklahoma, that flood threat remains today and tomorrow. Plenty of moisture. This has been the story the entire month, so no short supply of that. All you need is the trigger. We've got that. The big dip in the jet stream, that area of low pressure, that lifts the atmosphere and brings those showers and thunderstorms and taps into all of that moisture. And as we've seen, too, it's also a setup for severe weather. So today, heads up for strong thunderstorms once again, the panhandle of Oklahoma and Texas. But now moving into the plains, Chicago, St. Louis will have to watch you for the possibility of damaging winds, definitely heavy rainfall. And timing-wise, couldn't be worse for places like Dallas, where the heavy rain is happening right now. By tomorrow, we see a little bit more of an eastward shift to the showers and the thunderstorms back into the Ohio Valley, Cincinnati, Columbus, all along the Gulf Coast, even as we get into Sunday. Notice a few areas that we've been talking about with all of the heavy rain, Reynolds, and the flooding. End of the weekend, but not before picking up an additional 1 to 2 inches.
Yeah, that is definitely what they really don't want to see. In D.C., it's where you don't want to feel the high humidity. Hey, take a look at the nation's capital this morning. Interesting to note, the D.C. area consumes more wine per person than any other state in the United States. How about that? Believable, but still interesting. Highs today reaching into the 80s. You're going to have a pretty warm weekend ahead. Let me show you what you have in terms of the forecast. We've had so far about 5 days of 90-degree readings so far this year. I know, you look at the calendar, it's kind of early. Now, on average, we've got 36 days of 90-degree or warmer heat each year. And we're going to get to that point when we get to Saturday and get to Sunday. But notice also thunder boomers in the forecast for you. And I mean, we're going to be vetoing, we'll veto that thunderstorm activity into Saturday with a mix of sunny clouds. By Sunday, the thunderstorms come right back in the mix. Temperatures for you this morning, right now, mainly some 50s, 60s, some 70s, 75 degrees out by the tidal basin in Washington, D.C. and the Jefferson Memorial. That big ridge in the east is going to be a big difference maker, allowing things to warm up a bit, but at the same time, also allowing, with this Bermuda high, the moisture content in the atmosphere to go up a bit. Yeah, pretty steamy conditions, what you can expect through tomorrow and even through the weekend, which may provide some juice for some of those thunderstorms. Notice from, speaking of juice, the big orange, we're talking about the orange up in Syracuse, 12 degrees above average for today. Boston, 71 expected. Washington, D.C., again into the 80s, going into the 90s as we get to tomorrow's forecast. New York with 83 degrees. And we wrap it up forecast, Maria, from Bangor to Buffalo to Burlington, mainly a story of some 70 and 80 degree readings. Back to you, Maria.
All right, Reynolds, still to come on Wake Up with Al. The massive amounts of rain and flooding continue to take its toll on the southern plains. Homes and roads destroyed. Several people still missing. A look at how communities are coming together in the midst of tragedy after your look on the 8s.
Stanley Steamer is the first carpet cleaning service certified asthma and allergy friendly. It's our new standard of clean. Call about our $99 carpet cleaning special.
Call 1-800-STEAMER. Stanley Steamer, your certified cleaner.
New Flonase Allergy Relief Nasal Spray. This changes everything. Flonase is the 24-hour relief that outperforms a leading allergy pill. When we breathe in allergens, our bodies react by overproducing 6 key inflammatory substances that cause our symptoms. Most allergy pills only control one substance. Flonase controls 6, and 6 is greater than 1. So go ahead, inhale life, excite your senses, seize the day and the night. New Flonase. 6 is greater than 1. This changes everything.
When you're not confident you have complete visibility into your business, it can quickly become the only thing you think about. That's where AT&T can help, with innovative solutions that connect machines and people to keep your Internet of Things in sync in real time, leaving you free to focus on what matters most.
Find the perfect gift at the Men's Warehouse Grad's Favorite Sale. Right now, get select suits for $199.99. 30% off all shoes. Plus, buy one, get one free on even more, including clearance. Only at Men's Warehouse.
Fact. When pharmacists are in pain, the medicine in Advil is their #1 choice for pain relief. More than the medicines in Tylenol or Aleve. Use the medicine that pharmacists use most for themselves. Relief doesn't get any better than this. Advil.
From the very start, I wanted FitCore to be different. If you come to me, it's because you want to do what I do, because I don't do what other people do. It's kind of like creating a brand for myself.
Your business is unique. Your marketing should be too. With Vistaprint, it will be. Put your personal touch on 500 business cards starting at just $9.99. Just enter promo code TV500 at Vistaprint.com.
Stay true to yourself. You can do this how you want to do it, and somebody else is going to think that's awesome and want to do it that way too.
Vistaprint.com.
The FDA issued a public notice to doctors and patients concerning serious injuries caused by transvaginal mesh, bladder mesh, pelvic sling, and bladder sling. Please call now if you had one of these devices implanted in the last 5 years. You may be entitled to a cash award. If you had a transvaginal mesh, bladder mesh, pelvic sling, or bladder sling in the last 5 years,
please call 1-866-686-7952 now.
Fat Guys in the Woods, new season June 7th on the Weather Channel.
Current our area, 77 degrees under fair sky.
The pageantry, the drama, the NCAA Golf Championships, Men's Individual Championship Monday with Team Championship Tuesday and Wednesday on Golf Channel.
Hey, take a look at this.
Oh my
Good
word.
morning to the city of Chicago. That's right. Cubs win. Cubs win. All right, yeah, they also call it the city of big shoulders, the second city, the city that works, and also the former home of, Harry Carey. How about the highs in the low 80s today? A few thunderstorms possible, but tomorrow a steep drop in temperatures, and the rest of your weekend is actually pretty chilly.
I had no idea you could do Harry Carey.
Oh, we do all kinds of crazy
I can do the Sausage King of Chicago.
There you go.
From Ferris Bueller. All right, it's going to be a little bit chilly. Reynolds was talking about that. Highs 10 to 20 degrees below average after a round of showers and thunderstorms today, so heads up, but it really settles in there on Sunday and starts to take back over the Northeast.
Yeah, what a change is coming there, and certainly what changes we've been seeing in places like Texas. What a dreadful story that has been unfolding there. This morning, more than 24 people have died as a result of the flooding and severe storms that have crossed parts of the southern plains. Another 14 people actually remain missing in parts of Texas and Oklahoma.
And unless you've lived through it, it is hard to imagine the amount, the speed, and just plain power of the water that tore through some of these communities over the holiday weekend. But now we're getting our best look yet at what it was like as floodwaters rushed into homes.
That's right. NBC's Gabe Gutierrez is in Wimberley, Texas. He's got the story.
We are here along the banks of the Blanco River, and this is one of the homes that was destroyed. You can see the power of the water. And now the families of the missing are saying their search is far from over.
Oh no!
It was unstoppable. The wall of water bursting through the door, gushing into a living room, upending furniture, rising in seconds. While incredibly, a terrified woman keeps recording with her cell phone.
We could actually see what looked like barges going down the river, and it was people's homes.
Chuck Criswell lives in another home along the Blanco River.
It looked like the water was going 500 miles an hour with debris just flying by.
Today, throughout Texas, wild weather. Near Houston, a family had to be rescued by boat.
I've never seen it like this.
In nearby Wharton, Texas, hundreds of residents evacuated, fearing more storms through the weekend.
The water gets high as my light switch in my home. So when they say flood, I know to go.
So much rain has drenched Texas over the past month that it would be enough to flood all of Rhode Island under 10 feet of water. It's taking a toll in tight-knit Devine, Texas, where the family of 18-year-old Alyssa Ramirez just held her funeral. The homecoming queen, volleyball star, and cheerleader was on her way back from prom when her car was swept away.
I got a phone call from her at 2:45 in the morning when I was asleep. And she wakes me up, and I say, honey, what's going on? She said, Dad, what do I do? My car's been hit with water. What do I do? I said, well, back the car up. She goes, I can't, Dad, the car's tipping. And I said, I'm on my way. And that's the last I got to speak to her.
Sadly, there is so much devastation across parts of Texas, and authorities here in Hays County say that they have recovered the body of a young child, but that it has not yet been identified. More rain is expected to slow the search effort here through the weekend. For the Weather Channel, I'm Gabe Gutierrez, NBC News, Wimberley, Texas.
Gabe, thank you. And yes, the heavy rain is not going to ease up. Not today, not right now. It is Dallas-Fort Worth area seeing some of the heaviest rainfall right now, upwards of 4 or 5 inches just in the last few hours. So that is of immediate concern this morning. For the rest of the day today, it is more rain in eastern Texas, eastern Oklahoma, on up in through the Midwest. That area in red showing, yeah, we've got a round of severe weather potential here for damaging winds along with that heavy rain and hail. By tomorrow, we see that front begin to slide. Look how warm it is out ahead of it. Boston, New York, down to Atlanta into the 80s, but we're cooling back down to the 60s here, even the 50s by Sunday for Chicago. Notice, though, across the southern plains, time to dry out. We are starting to see that trend on Sunday. By Monday, the rain has now moved to the East Coast. By the way, June 1st, the start of meteorological summer, and temps only into the 60s for New York, 50s Boston for Tuesday, and you can see Reynolds' drying trend continues across the southern plains.
All right, Maria, thanks so much. Well, folks, we saw the damage left behind by severe weather in Ohio, but this morning, dramatic new video of the moment a tornado actually tore through the town of Beaver Creek. That and where our tornado threat lies today is coming up when Wake Up with Al returns after your local weather on the 8. Sit tight, folks. We'll see you on the other side.
Flour-pressed soap, homemade hot sauce, artisanal pickles, whatever those are. Well, we're glad handcrafted is finally cool. Because at Firestone Complete Auto Care, we've been handcrafting since 1926. Robots might build cars, but it takes human hands to keep them running right. And that's a guarantee, backed by our fixed right promise. Firestone Complete Auto Care. Whatever you drive, drive a Firestone.
Firestone Complete Auto Care. Maintenance, repairs, tires. Whatever you drive, drive a Firestone.
I got red dirt stains on my boots and jeans. Careless fingers from my guitar strings. Wild like the wind in the tall pine trees. I got roots and I got wings.
Thanks for calling Angie's List. How may I help you?
I heard I could call Angie's List if I needed work done around my house at a fair price.
You heard right. Just tell us what you need done and we'll find a top-rated provider to take care of it.
So I could get a faulty light switch fixed?
Yep.
Or have a guy refinish my floors?
Absolutely.
Or send someone out to groom my Pookie?
Yeah. Pookie is what you call your...
My dog.
Yes, we can do that.
Real help from real people. Come see what the new Angie's List can do for you.
Oh, this audit will take days. What a headache.
Actually, I don't have a headache anymore. Excedrin really does work fast.
In fact, for some, relief starts in just 15 minutes. Excedrin.
Wow, that was fast.
At Hilton, we say play hooky from the ordinary, the uninspired, the routine, but mostly just play. With Hilton's 12 brands, you always get the lowest price, only when you book direct at Hilton.com.
Time to sweat, boys. Big time. Let's get this thing right. This is my one shot.
I have made fire!
Fat Guys in the Woods. The new season starts June 7th, only on the Weather Channel.
Bahamas Paradise Cruise Line, sailing from the Port of Palm Beach, has exciting cruise rates for Florida residents and visitors on multiple cruise dates with prices of just $149 for all interior cabins and just $169 for all ocean view cabins. You'll sail on Florida's newest, most flexible, and best Bahamas cruise. Your 2-night cruise will include delicious dining, some of the best live shows at sea, lots of fun, lots of pampering, and an exciting day in the Bahamas. If you're looking for a longer vacation, add 2 or 4 nights at the all-inclusive, beautiful Grand Lucayan Resort to your cruise. Enjoy spectacular white sand beaches, family fun, fine dining, golf, and so much more. Call 800-814-7100 to book your Bahamas Paradise cruise from just $149 and let the summer vacation fun begin. That's 800-814-7100. 800-814-7100.
Fat Guys in the Woods. New season June 7th on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 77 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, variable clouds with scattered thunderstorms. High 84. Chance of rain 40%. Tonight, partly cloudy. Low 75. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Saturday, sunshine and clouds mixed. High 86. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Okay, watch this for a moment. Watch how a powerful storm lifts and slams a huge industrial air conditioner right into the car. Do you see that? Boom!
Oh, wow.
Exactly. That was in Beaver Creek, Ohio. That happened Wednesday night. That's just to the east of Dayton. Unbelievable, Maria.
That is crazy. This happened to be a surveillance tape from a gym facility, and you can see that wind whipping the tree branches, the leaves, of course. The wind ripped the AC unit from the roof, sent it into the car. The National Weather Service has now confirmed it was indeed an EF1 tornado that hit the area. Unbelievable video.
Yeah, that is crazy times. We've certainly had our crazy share of things happening in parts of Dallas. Here's what we have for you for the time being. You can see 68 degrees. Relatively quiet. However, we have a flash flood warning that is in effect. They don't need it. The Gulf of Mexico, however, is wide open. You've got the moisture coming through. It's interacting with the upper level forcing, and take a look what we have. Showers, storms, and at the same time, guys, what we're dealing with are a couple of flash flood warnings that are now in effect. In fact, as we zoom in right on the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, you can see it points north, south of Dallas, towards Denton, Plano. Hard to really miss right there near Love Field, the heavy rain that's been coming down, and you see the effects. The warning in effect for the cities of Dallas, Garland, and Mesquite. The ground, as you already know, if you call this great area home, you know the ground is saturated. You step on the lawn, you can feel it. Well, it's not going to be absorbed, especially when you have accumulation over the last 6 hours. Like 7.7 inches of rainfall, which is just ridiculous. And we've got more in the way. Some places in downtown Dallas, 5.4 out by Dealey Plaza, southward on Cleburne, right along 35 West. We've also had some heavy rainfall. This just in, folks, by the way, westbound I-30 at Hampton, several cars stalled in high water. So what we saw play out a couple of days ago down in Houston is actually playing out in parts of of Dallas. Speaking of Houston and points south, we go from Corpus Christi points over towards Laredo and near the Big Bend, over near Marfa. You've got the counties of Webb. It's currently dealing with the flash flood warnings, and I'll tell you, we might see more of this. I think it's all but a certainty because the Gulf, as I mentioned, wide open, interacting with that upper level low, everything driving from west to east, and the water, well, the direction, it's all going to be coming right back up again. We take you hour by hour, and you see just the, again, a little bit of rotation right over there near College Station, and we're going to see those scattered showers drift their way from the south to north, and even more for parts of the Corn Belt and into the Great Lakes. Notice, though, Kansas City getting shellacked by the heavier rainfall as we get into the noon hour. By afternoon, check it out. From Joplin southward, the eruption of more of those storms. As we wrap it up for you, it's just like a horseshoe shape of problems from Midland to Dodge City to Kansas City, clear down to Shreveport and back up just the north of Chicago. Isolated tornadoes possible today. Maria?
Well, Reynolds, it's one thing to deal with severe weather, but what if a tornado were coming and you couldn't even see it? Our new show, 3 Scientists Walk Into a Bar, starts Sunday. Here, they're talking about hidden tornadoes in Dixie Alley.
You've heard of Tornado Alley, the area of the Midwest prone to twisters. Alabama is in what's called Dixie Alley, a group of southern states that can experience extreme tornadoes year-round. Dixie Alley tornadoes have the potential to be different from those in Tornado Alley, and Dr. Travis Taylor is here to help us understand why.
I've lived here my whole life. I've had my own personal property damaged from these things. You kind of get used to knowing that these things happen, but you can never get over the devastation when you see it.
But what is it about Dixie Alley twisters that can make them different?
Here in North Alabama, most of the tornadoes, when they hit, they're rain-wrapped, which means there's a huge front of rain in front of it that you can't see the tornado. You have no idea there's a tornado in there.
Tornadoes in the plain states are less likely to be rain-wrapped, which makes them easier to spot. But in Dixie Alley,
what you would see coming at you would be just a big thunderstorm with a lot of rain. But then the tornado's inside that and behind the rain, and you just see this total devastation.
And you can catch the premiere of 3 Scientists Walk Into a Bar on Sunday at 7 p.m. right here on the Weather Channel. Reynolds?
My goodness, we still have amazing stories that are emerging from the floodwaters of Texas. And coming up, we're going to take you inside of one of the homes ravaged by flooding. It's moments away.
Are you road ready? What currency do you use to test your tread? Stay tuned for your answer.
You can't always be there to protect her down the road. Make sure the tires she's riding on will. With the revolutionary Michelin Premier Tire, even as it wears down over time, its safety doesn't, thanks to Evergrip technology. The Michelin Premier Tire, safe when new, safe when worn.
A. Penny. One easy way to check for wear is by using the penny test.
When our little girl was born, we got a Subaru. It's where she said her first word,
No!
saw her first day of school,
Bye-bye.
made a best friend forever.
Oh my God!
The back seat of my Subaru is where she grew up.
What?
The 2015 Subaru Forester.
What?
Built to be there for your family. Love, it's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
Let's do this. Let's move outdoors for the next few months. Let's build a kitchen under the clouds. A dining room with no walls, no ceiling. Let's put it all together. Then, let's get together. A lot. Let's do this. Home Defense ready to use or 10 pounds Bug Be Gone granules, just $6.88. The Home Depot. More saving, more doing.
Welcome to Jurassic World.
It's like taking a stroll through the woods. 65 million years ago. What happened here?
Oh, God. We have an asset out of containment.
You got 20,000 people. They have nowhere to go.
We're safe in here, right?
PG-13.
Smile.
No matter how well you provide for your family today, if you don't have life insurance, their future may be at risk. Think about what would happen if you were gone. Would they struggle to pay the bills? and face an uncertain future? They don't have to. You can help guarantee those you love $200,000, $500,000, $750,000 or more with life insurance through AIG Direct. We'll help you get more for your money, up to 70% more. Just look, less than $14 a month buys a 40-year-old man a $250,000 term life policy. That's up to 3 times what you can get from other companies for the same price. No wonder millions of people rely on AIG companies. The call is free, the quote is free, and there's no obligation. Make the future more secure for those you love. Call now so you can sleep better at night.
For a free quote, call 1-800-521-0331 or visit AIGDirect.com.
Where you get your weather matters.
This is a large and dangerous tornado.
Real local.
We are live in Oklahoma, Arkansas.
Real accurate.
This one's going to have some precipitation with it.
Real experts.
Wow, that's the leading edge of the thunderstorm.
This is basically what makes the Weather Channel
Keep the Weather Channel on.
Here at the Weather Channel.
The Weather Channel is out in full force today.
Only the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 77 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, variable clouds with scattered thunderstorms. High 84. Chance of rain 40%. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 75, winds east-northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Saturday, sunshine and clouds mixed, high 86. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Guys in the Woods. New season June 7th on the Weather Channel.
Here we go, Dallas. Wow, what a mess already this morning, Maria. Plenty of rainfall there. Some places over 7 inches of rain. We've got cars that are stalled in floodwater. Breaking information of Dallas flash flood emergency just issued for the Dallas Metroplex.
And flash flood emergency basically means it's life-threatening right now. And you have flooding that is endangering the lives. I've been monitoring some of the tweets coming out of Dallas from some of the emergency responders, and they're saying they're trying to get to water rescues, and then they're passing all of these flooded vehicles, so they have to kind of stop and check those out as well. So a lot happening right now all around the Dallas-Fort Worth metro area. And look at the radar. You can see a lot of the heaviest rain, some of the biggest totals have been east of the immediate Dallas downtown area, but the flash flood warnings include Collin and Dallas counties out until 7:15 Central Time. But here we've seen those totals 4, 5, 6 inches in the last 6 hours.
Keep in mind that a lot of the flooding will occur after the heaviest rain moves off because it takes a bit for that water to find its way to the lowest lying areas where it begins to pile up. Plus, a lot of those dry creek beds that are completely empty for much of the year, they're running full gambit today, so you really have to be careful out there. It's dark, it's dangerous. Guys, got to be careful.
All right, we welcome you back into Wake Up with Al. It is now 1:30.
That's right, and I'm Reynolds Wolf alongside Maria Lavrosa, and let me tell you, Al and Steph are off this morning, but we still have everything you need to get you up and moving and safe, starting with the top 3 stories.
All right, and of course, big stories today.
They really are, Maria, and the first and foremost is going to be the severe and the flood threat that we have for you, affecting millions of people that call the Central Plains home, the Central Plains and back up into the Great Lakes. What a huge mess we're going to be dealing with. Daytime heating is certainly going to be one thing to help fire up the storms, but right now, it's early morning activity that we're seeing just from the upper level low and that boundary. It's certainly some scary times. Second story is going to be the summer heat that's going to continue for parts of the Great Lakes, but certainly into the Northeast, Binghamton, New York City, Washington, D.C., Burlington, all going up well above normal and very humid too. Third story we have for you, the spring chill settling in. So as that boundary sweeps its way through the southern plains, top half is going to bring in some of the colder air. Look at the result. My goodness sakes alive. In Minneapolis to Chicago to Kansas City, mainly some 60s can be expected for highs tomorrow, going in the 70s in Oklahoma City and in Amarillo. Maria?
And I can see in those spots, too, where we've had the clouds and the rain in Oklahoma, just one of the states continuing to get pounded by heavy rain and flooding. Yesterday in the city of Lawton, they got just over 3.5 inches of rain. Several streets flooded very quickly, as you can see, and a number of drivers were stranded in that fast rising water. The area currently under a flash flood watch through Sunday morning. Over the past week, they've gotten nearly 6 inches of rain, and more could be on the way, not to mention what they've gotten since the start of the month of May. All right, now to Texas, which is getting slammed by more rain and storms this morning. This new round of bad weather promising to complicate and really hamper ongoing search and rescue efforts in the flood-ravaged state. Our Reagan Medji joins us now from the town of Wimberley. And Reagan, multi-agencies involved still days after that major flooding.
Yeah, so there's just a light, steady rain here in Wimberley. And imagine, I mean, you're one of the many people along the Blanco River in Hays County, and you lose everything. Well, you know, the Red Cross is assisting with emergency shelters, and now they have multi-agency resource shelters. What are those? Just getting a lot of organizations and agencies together to find housing assistance and other things. In fact, we're in front of the Wimberley Community Center, where at 8 o'clock in the morning, this center is going to open up for everyone. Like Judy Thompson. We spoke with her yesterday. She lives along the Blanco River. She lost everything, and she gave us a full tour of what's left of her home.
We were getting warnings, and we were all watching the Perez's, where you see the video next door.
Oh, no!
They were out there. The Perez's went home, and Jim looked right out here between the houses. He said, my goodness, the water is between the houses. Let's get out, Judy. Oh, no! And that's when that video was taken. That fast. By the time we drove to the end, the Perez's were stuck.
We're okay. 911's not going to be able to get to us. We're okay. All right?
See, up at the bottom of that railing, maybe a little bit more than that. But that's why the Perez's then could, this house is a replica. The Perez's couldn't get out the top story, and that's where they got him.
So imagine that you are one of the many people who lost everything. Today here in Wimberley at the community center, which I'm located in front of, starts at 8 o'clock in the morning. And there's, of course, information scrolling on the screen right now of what assistance you will be able to receive coming here. Guys, back to you.
Reagan Medji in Wimberley, Texas, thank you so much. And of course, Red Cross, all part of it if you at home want to hope. We want to bring you back to Dallas. Unfolding story, breaking news right now with a flood emergency issued for Dallas. And we understand that this is a flood water rescue in progress right now. You see what looks to be an emergency responder in the jacket, and looks like some kind of floating device there in the distance, trying to get someone out of that water. This area has picked up 3, 4, 5 inches of rain just in the last several hours, and it is still raining. As you can see from here, this live shot, it is going to be one of those mornings again in the Dallas area. It's hard to believe that we're saying that again, but we want to show you why this is all happening, and so much rain has fallen in this area. For instance, Dallas, this is one of those telling stats, right? May of 2015 rain to date approaching 14 inches, but you look at the May 1982 record that is being threatened, we've surpassed it, and we still have a few more days of May to go, and we still have a lot more rain on the radar, and that's exactly what we're seeing. Some of the heaviest has moved off to the east, but it's right in this area at Austin, San Antonio. Wimberley is right about there, and you still see the rain coming down there, but it's Dallas with all those flash flood warnings posted that we are seeing some of the water rescues in progress right now. Look at the yellow and the orange and the red. That is heavy rain still falling in an area that has already been one of the highest rain totals over the last few hours, slowly pushing to the east. Houston, no rain right now, no steady rainfall, but we know that that's going to try and make its way here. Another spot that is totally saturated and cannot handle any more rain. And then you have near Beeville and Corpus Christi some heavy showers moving your way. Going through the next few hours, this is going to continue its eastward trend, but as you get towards the afternoon and evening hours, we'll likely see a few more showers and thunderstorms develop. In fact, the threat for severe weather once again through the Panhandle later today. Wake Up with Al. Be right back.
If you're an adult with type 2 diabetes and your A1C is not at goal with certain diabetes pills or daily insulin, your doctor may be talking about adding medication to help lower your A1C. Ask your doctor if adding once-a-week Tanzium is right for you. Once a week, Tansium is an injectable prescription medicine that may improve blood sugar in adults with type 2 diabetes, along with diet and exercise. Once a week, Tansium works by helping your body release its own natural insulin when it's needed. Tansium is not recommended as the first medicine to treat diabetes or in people with severe stomach or intestinal problems. Tansium is not insulin. It is not used to treat type 1 diabetes or diabetic ketoacidosis and has not been studied with mealtime insulin. Do not take Tansium if you or your family have a history of medullary thyroid cancer or multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2, or if you're allergic to Tansium or any of its ingredients. Stop using Tansium and call your doctor right away if you experience symptoms of a serious allergic reaction, which may include itching, rash, or difficulty breathing. If you have signs of pancreatitis, such as severe stomach pain that will not go away and may move to your back, with or without vomiting. Or if you have symptoms of thyroid cancer, which include a lump or swelling in your neck, hoarseness, trouble swallowing, or shortness of breath. Before using Tansium, talk to your doctor about your medical conditions, all medicines you're taking, if you're nursing, pregnant, or may become pregnant, and about low blood sugar and how to manage it. Taking Tansium with a sulfonylurea or insulin increases your risk for low blood sugar. Common side effects with Tansium include diarrhea, nausea, injection site reactions, cough, back pain, and cold or flu symptoms. Some serious side effects can lead to dehydration, which may cause kidney failure. Ask your doctor if adding once a week Tansium is right for you. Go to Tansium.com to learn if you may be eligible to receive Tansium free for 12 months. Make every week a Tansium week.
Need new tires? Right now at Pep Boys, when you get 3 Falcon, Cooper, or Hankook tires, you get the 4th tire free instantly. Plus, get no interest and paid in full within 12 months on your Pep Boys credit card. Trust the boys to get you there.
My school reunion. I don't know.
Who wants to play in Idaho?
Gotta get Milwaukee up to speed.
We win in Flint. We take the lead.
We'll close the deal if we just show.
Should I stay or should I go?
When it's go to the new choicehotels.com, the site with the right room, rewards, and savings up to 20% when you book direct. choicehotels.com.
The FDA issued a public notice to doctors and patients concerning serious injuries caused by transvaginal mesh, bladder mesh, pelvic sling, and bladder sling. Please call now if you had one of these devices implanted in the last 5 years. You may be entitled to a cash award. If you had a transvaginal mesh, bladder mesh, pelvic sling, or bladder sling in the last 5 years,
please call 1-866-686-7952 now.
Currently in our area, 77 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, mixed clouds and sun with scattered thunderstorms. High 85. Chance of rain 40%. Tonight, some clouds. Low 75. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Saturday, sunshine and clouds mixed. High 86. Winds east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Okay, let's go back to Dallas, where first responders and tow truck operators are rescuing drivers that are stranded in high water. We do have the flash flood warning that is in effect, or rather flash flood emergency, Maria, that is in effect for the area. What a huge mess.
For good reason. These conditions are life-threatening, not to mention we've got emergency crews trying to respond to some of these, and they're passing these flooded vehicles, stalled vehicles. They got to check on all of those. Please turn around, don't drown. If the water, you can't see the curb, find another way. If it only takes about a foot of standing water to stall your car. In that case, then you lose control of your car. 6 inches of moving water can knock you off your feet. It is that kind of situation again in the Dallas area this morning.
That is so true, and the situation is we might see a bit more where that came from, because you look at the radar, it's still lit up. We've got the flash flood warning into effect for the counties of Collin and Dallas, the cities of Allen, Garland, and Plano. That's going to be in effect until about 7:15. Any place that you are aware of that has poor drainage, that is low-lying, the water likely to rise, Maria.
We're seeing it on the roadways, but things like the White Rock Creek expected to reach major flood stage soon, perhaps break their record.
Yeah, was it 90 feet?
90 feet.
Unbelievable.
90 feet. So any of those areas along that waterway, basically any waterway in this area is going to be out of its banks pretty much here. And with additional rainfall, as you mentioned, over the next few hours, that's not going to help.
Goodness. Yeah, you see that flash flood report very quickly from Garland, multiple vehicles. We just showed you that moments ago, and we'll stay on top of that story for you. Turning now to recovery efforts still ongoing following Superstorm Sandy. Dozens of Hurricane Sandy victims went on a Bus for Progress tour on Thursday, where they visited New Jersey communities, places that were hit very hard by the storm.
Teddy Greenberg reports on how thousands of people nearly 2.5 years after the storm are still not back in their homes.
I haven't camped since I was in 5th grade.
But starting Monday, Lisa Stevens will be living in this camper. So her Little Egg Harbor Township home that she already repaired after Sandy can be torn down and rebuilt to comply with stricter flood insurance guidelines.
That money is basically like we took the money, threw it out into lagoons.
Stevens was among this group of frustrated Sandy victims.
I've lived in 9 places since the storm.
Who took a so-called Bus for Progress tour from Little Egg Harbor to Union Beach and Stafford Township, Jersey Shore communities also hard hit by the storm, to show that 2.5 years after Sandy, thousands are still not back in their homes.
I'm living on a houseboat in my backyard.
Right now I'm at a standstill.
The New Jersey Organizing Project spearheaded today's trip, which mainly took issue with the state's largest and often criticized recovery program known as REM.
It's like a part-time job. You have to constantly call the Department of Community Affairs, but yet nobody ever gives you a call back.
A DCA spokeswoman says the agency understands people's frustrations and is empathetic to their individual struggles. She says the department has already had 16 REM information sessions along the coast, and 9 more will be held this summer. The DCA also insists it's making real progress with the REM program, with nearly half of its $1.3 billion budget dispersed to homeowners.
I just have to wake up every day and say, this is what I have to do.
Soon, Lisa Stevens will wake up in a camper. She says it'll likely be another 10 months before her new house is finally finished.
Goodness. Well, that was Teddy Greenberg with the story. And, you know, we've said it again. We'll say it. We've said it many times. Say it again. Turn around, don't drown. Could be very dangerous for people out there today. This is the scene. Amazing scene in Lubbock, Texas. This took place yesterday, where we had several reports of flash flooding across the city. Even though these cars seem to have made it across this flooded road, people really had to abandon many cars in many spots. Cars were stalled. The area, get this, just got over 3 inches of rainfall yesterday. That brought the May total to 11.64 inches. That's about an inch shy of the May record. Now, let's take a look at this. Wow, the driving difficulty index, Subaru. Notice that what we have in many places is either wet or ponding conditions around San Antonio, and you make that jog past New Braunfels along parts of 35 past Austin and Temple and Dallas. More of the same, especially when you're crossing the Red River up towards Oklahoma City and back into Norman. You see the key, wet or ponding on roadways. That means you got to slow down. But remember that on the interstate, you've got the frontage roads in parts of the Central Plains that are lower than the driving surface in other places. So, Maria, those are spots that'll be very likely to have some issues this morning. By the way, check the road conditions for your trip anytime. All you have to do is weather.com/DDI. Gives you all the information you need. Maria?
A great morning to do just that, Reynolds. Thank you. No rest for the waterlogged in the plains and the Midwest. More storms this weekend. Next, who's in line for up to 5 more inches of rain over the next few days?
This driving difficulty index brought to you by Subaru. Love. It's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
Hey, pal. You ready? Can you pick me up at 6:30?
I'm here.
Too late.
I'll go for 5 minutes. Move it. Killing me. You know what, Dad? I'm good.
good.
It may be quite a while before he's ready, but our Subaru Legacy will be waiting for him.
The longest-lasting midsize sedan in its class, the 2015 Subaru Legacy. It's not just a sedan, it's a Subaru.
Stanley Steamer is the first carpet cleaning service certified asthma and allergy friendly. It's our new standard of clean. Call about our $99 carpet cleaning special.
Call 1-800-STEAMER. Stanley Steamer, your certified cleaner.
As the next system moves in, make sure your vehicle is prepared. Rain, mud, dirt, and sand. With the advanced technology of WeatherTech floor liners, your vehicle is protected against the elements. Laser measured for a perfect fit, front, back, and even up the sides. Simply go to WeatherTech.com and order your ultimate vehicle protection today. Or call 1-800-CarMats. Stay one step ahead of the weather with WeatherTech.
The latest Dyson cordless vacuums generate more suction than all other stick vacuums to clean your entire home, top to bottom.
Joseph A. Bank presents the Summer Preview Sale. 70% off all signature suits, sport coats, and blazers. Plus 60% off all short sleeve sport shirts, polos, and shorts. Sale ends Sunday. Joseph A. Bank, the new tradition since 1905.
Fat Guys in the Woods, new season June 7th on the Weather Channel.
City Furniture's Memorial Day sale has been extended through Monday. A complete queen bedroom is just $9.99. A bonded leather sectional, $9.99. A 5-piece dining set, $2.99. And find more great specials at cityfurniture.com. Plus, enjoy same-day delivery and no interest till 2017. Create memories that last a lifetime at City Furniture.
Bahamas Paradise Cruise Line has exciting cruise rates for Florida residents and visitors on many cruise dates with prices of just $149 for interior cabins and $169 for ocean view cabins. Your 2-night cruise includes delicious dining, great live shows, lots of fun, lots of pampering, and an exciting day in the Bahamas. Call 800-814-7100 to book your Bahamas cruise from just $149. 800-814-7100.
Currently in our area, 77 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, mixed clouds and sun with scattered thunderstorms. High 85. Chance of rain 40%. Tonight, some clouds. Low 75. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Saturday, sunshine and clouds mixed. High 86. Winds east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
You got the storm clouds forming over the Midland, Odessa, Texas area yesterday. So the Permian Basin just getting tattooed. Look, watch very carefully. Lightning bolts, we have them. Boom. Yeah, cloud to ground activity. Half-inch of rainfall hit Odessa yesterday with reports of flash flooding up to a foot deep. Isn't that crazy? More rain on the way today. Spotty thunderstorms possible too. But for the time being, it's all about Dallas, where we see just getting tattooed by the heavy rainfall. Goes down now just east of the I-35 corridor. However, when you go back to Austin over towards Johnson City and Enchanted Rock, heavy rainfall there too. Biggest problems now in Dallas, although the heavier rain is going to start lifting up towards the east and northeast and back to Plano. Downtown Dallas, you've got some rough stuff there. Flash flood emergency is now in effect, and essentially what you have is you've got significant and life-threatening flash flooding that is not going to take place. It's occurring as we speak. Already there have been rescues we've had in parts of the region. One of the reasons why is that number there, 8.1 inches of rainfall. Yeah, isn't that amazing? And much that fell within 60 minutes or so, although the overall totals of up to 6 hours are really staggering. Some places in Dallas over 5.5 inches of rain. Down towards Houston, it's not there yet, but it's on the way. Venture the eyes out towards the west and you see the incoming. Couple showers, storms, not severe at this point, but when you have a ground that's already saturated, you don't need another drop, and those raindrops are going to fall. Look at the convection. I mean, just boom, just the explosion in the atmosphere where we're seeing the rain develop. Water vapor tells one story. Later on, the other chapters in the story are going to be the continued rainfall from the Alamo in San Antonio, past SeaWorld, clear down to Corpus Christi and Port Aransas. In the Houston area and back into Orange, Texas, you're going to see the raindrops. And then look at this, too. Although we're getting the rain this morning, by the afternoon, we see the atmosphere reloading, firing up almost like a rifle, and you have another bullet that enters the chamber. We're going to see more explode there. Now, as we take our way up towards parts of the Midwest, scattered showers and storms across the Corn Belt. We see a plethora of rain just moving south of Kansas City along parts of 44 into St. Charles County outside of St. Louis and into St. Louis proper. Expect the pitter-patter of raindrops and the heavier activity, the big guns coming in by the afternoon. Damaging wind, certainly a possibility where you happen to see the red. That horseshoe shape is where you're going to have a passable problems from Chicago to Dodge City to Amarillo. All a big mess. Torcon, which is the tornado condition index within 50 miles. Right now, it's 3 out of 10, Maria, for Oklahoma and the Texas Panhandles. We may see that number on the upswing, Maria.
Here we go again.
Yep.
More rain on the way, too, for those flooded areas, including the plains, the Midwest, into the weekend. 1 to 2 inches in some areas. Other places will see more than that. But there is relief on the way. Dry weather. When it's coming and what to expect for the weekend. That's all coming up after your local weather on the 8th, as we leave you with a live picture right now of Chicago.
He says she's an undisciplined overwaterer. She claims he's a cruel underwaterer. With Miracle Grow Moisture Control Potting Mix, plants only get water when they need it. Fight ended or shifted. Miracle Grow. Life starts here.
Water. We take our showers with it. We make our coffee with it. But we rarely tap its true potential and just let it be itself. Flowing freely into clean lakes, clear streams, and along more freshwater coastline than any other state in the country. Come realize water's true potential. Dive in to the waters of pure Michigan. Your trip begins at michigan.org.
Think your tropical vacation can't get any better than this? Experio UV superior polarized sun lenses eliminate 100% of blinding reflective glare and offer the maximum UV protection. Ask for Experio UV superior polarized sun lenses for the best vision under the sun.
Had a headache, but now I don't. Excedrin is fast.
In fact, for some, relief starts in just 15 minutes. Excedrin.
Wow, that was fast.
Life changes. A small business's life is no different. That's why Constant Contact email marketing is built to evolve with your business, month to month, year to year. So whether it's an email to reach new fans and customers, or a quick and easy way to announce a big sale, Constant Contact's email marketing and free expert coaching are all you'll need, no matter how much things change. Help your small business do more business. Try email marketing free at ConstantContact.com.
Most weekends only last a couple of days. Some last a lifetime. Hampton, we go together. Always get the lowest price, only when you book direct at Hampton.com.
Where you get your weather matters.
This is a large and dangerous tornado.
That's why we get real local the moment you need it.
We are live in Oklahoma, Arkansas, Mississippi, Florida.
Real accurate.
This is round one of the severe storms that are coming through.
From real experts on the ground.
That is a gust front for you right there in Dusty, Texas. Wow.
Where you get your weather matters.
This is basically what makes the Weather Channel
Keep the Weather Channel on. Here at the Weather Channel.
The Weather Channel is out in full force today.
Only the Weather Channel.
Oklahoma, one of the states continually, it seems, getting slammed with rain and flooding the past few days. In the town of Lawton, you see several cars just trying to make it through those flooded streets. Reynolds, we recommend you not doing that.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, some drivers actually made it, but there were a number of them that were stranded. Just yesterday, they got over 3.5 inches of rainfall, and so far this month, rainfall is totaling more than 11.5 inches, just shy of the May record. Unbelievable, Maria.
And we really do beg you, turn around, don't drown. If the car ahead of you makes it, good for them. You don't want that kind of situation for you and your family. Let's get you looking ahead to the weekend, right? It's Friday, last full weekend of May. A couple of areas of interest, that area in red for parts of New York State, Vermont, New Hampshire. If you're doing any camping this weekend, watch for the strong thunderstorms. You have the Adirondacks, Green and White Mountains, the Catskills, all in play for seeing some showers and thunderstorms. That continues on Sunday. But notice the change up in temperature. We're still quite warm here out ahead of what will be a front moving through. D.C. into the low 90s as we get into Sunday, near 80 degrees in New York. Occasional showers and thunderstorms here in parts of the southeast, for Florida especially, mainly during the afternoon. But we're still looking at the heavy rain and showers and thunderstorms across parts of the south, Memphis included. So keep an eye on that. Again, if you're heading to the beach, keep an eye on the sky. We'll get you through too along the Gulf Coast with New Orleans, Destin, into Tallahassee, Orlando, all looking at showers and thunderstorms and trying to push into the mid-Atlantic as we get into the end of the weekend. The stormy weekend continues in parts of the Midwest and the Great Lakes, but look at Chicago, Madison, Minneapolis, starting to see that cool down. Highs down into the 60s, breezy conditions as well. We'll watch for travel troubles at Chicago O'Hare starting later today and into Saturday. But by Sunday, with the front coming through, yes, our weather clears up, but boy, look at those temperatures coming down. Madison and Chicago, 50s and 60s with the rain pushing off to the east. Reynolds.
All right, Maria, thanks so much. So just ahead on Wake Up with Al, a look at the destruction that's left behind by the historic flooding across the Central Plains and how residents in the hardest hit areas are trying to pick everything up right after your local weather on the 8th. That story's coming up. But first, take a look at this. Oh, my goodness. What a huge mess we have there for you this morning in Dallas. You're waking up with scattered showers and storms, and that flash flood warning, folks. Avoid the low-lying areas. The cities of Dallas, Garland, and Mesquite got the warning. They'll be in effect until 5:30, and we may see more pop up across the afternoon and into the evening hours as well. All right, you're watching Wake Up with Al. We will see you on the other side of this commercial break. Sit tight. Stay safe.
Currently in our area, 74 degrees with light rain. Today, mixed clouds and sun with scattered thunderstorms. High 85. Chance of rain 40%. Tonight, some clouds. Saturday, sunshine and clouds mixed. High 86. Winds east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
This morning on Wake Up with Al, a dangerous situation unfolding across parts of Texas. Heavy rain moving through Dallas, San Antonio, Austin, resulting in more flooding and high water rescues.
And more than 50,000 of you are waking up without power this morning. We're tracking that line of showers, the storms, as it races east, right here, right now on Wake Up with Al. But first, folks, my gosh, what a horrible morning it has been in parts of Texas. We've seen the skies open up, the rain come down, and the trouble has been blooming across the Metroplex this morning.
And once again, we find ourselves, it's overnight and starting the morning.
Absolutely. Let's go right to radar. It is Friday, May 29th on 2015, and folks, we're kicking off the weekend with some of the heaviest rain we've seen in a while. I'm Reynolds Wolf. Maria LaRosa is with me, and Maria, we have that flash flood emergency that is now in effect.
And you can see the heavy rain still falling right now. We want to bring in Jim Cantori, who's also been following this story unfolding out of Dallas. And Jim, once again, another morning, incredible rainfall totals.
Absolutely phenomenal, guys. When you look at the satellite, picture's worth 1,000 words, right? I mean, look at this thing, just a blow up right over Texas, pretty much the entire length of the state. Big thunderstorm complex. The good news now is we're starting to see those bright colors go away. So our tops are warming a little bit, and we are definitely seeing those rainfall totals begin to come down a little bit. All right, so here it is, the city of Dallas. You can see the heaviest rain is now off on the east side of the city. Stratiform precipitation, as we call it, left over behind that in the light green. And then there's the end of it. already coming through Fort Worth. So there is light at the end of the tunnel here. This is shifting toward the east, thank goodness, but we still are in that flood emergency because remember, what's fallen now in the tune of about 3 to 6 inches in the last 6 hours, to be honest with you, is all going to head down into the watershed, and probably the Trinity River watershed at that, as it has, been high. We've already seen major flood stage out of that earlier on over the last couple of days, and we're going to get there again. Some of these rainfall accumulations are pretty astronomical. That 9.4 is kind of interesting near Plano, if that's in fact verified. But you know what's interesting? Sometimes when you look at these, storms that contain hail will exacerbate the rainfall or the rainfall estimates, okay? And we know we haven't had hail. So that's pretty amazing to me. And even if that's off by a couple of inches, which sometimes it is, but sometimes they're pretty close, that's a phenomenal amount of rain. Needless to say, we have more flash flood emergencies than the city of Dallas can handle right now. And that's the big problem. Hence, we're in the emergency. Just stay home. You saw the back edge of the precip. Let it go through. Let those low-lying areas that you know you drive through go down, and then you can get on toward work, okay? Because going out now, I'm telling you, you're going to make a 20-minute drive, probably about a 2-hour drive for many of you. Just stay home. Here's the Trinity River. We saw the crest in a major flood stage the other day. Guess what? We're the forecast now up to 43 feet. This may change. We're getting ready to jump into moderate flood stage with this as it heads up. So you know where you live on this river, I hope. And if you live there, obviously, and if you're told to evacuate and move to higher ground, you need to do so. So the river is going to go up well after the rain ends. Well after the rain ends. All right, let's again watch Houston area down toward Corpus Christi. But before that, let's go out to Dave Malkoff, who is in Dallas this morning. Dave, what's the latest? I'm sure you've seen a few water rescues where you are.
Yeah, we've got a wild situation.